Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ali and today we are doing my April haul. As you can see, there's a few of them here. I kind of had to move things because someone was being a little bit grumpy. No idea who that could be. If you have any guesses, you can leave them below. We're gonna jump in today, and yes, let's just go. Okay, so I had a video last week, I think, or maybe a week and a bit ago, who knows, in which I did a book haul swap with Mel from A Book Fiend named Mel. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it below, and if you don't want to see what the books are before that video, now's your chance. Look away. Here we go. Here are the three that I have. I have The Guest List by Lucy Foley, A Few Right Thinking Men by Sulari Gentle, and The Interrogation of Ashala Wolf by Amberlynn Quay-Mulner. So those are those three. Not going to talk about them a lot because you can see that video, and I'll talk about them when I read them, which will hopefully be soon-ish. Okay, let's talk about two random ones that don't really go with any of the others here. I went up to Sydney for a few days and I bought some books. I went to Abby's bookshop, Kinokuniya, and Dymocks. I didn't buy anything in Dymocks, but I just went and had a look. And then these were both from Abby's. Upstairs they have a sci-fi section and pop culture, and that's called Galaxy. So I got these two books from there. This is The Wolf of Oren-Yaro by K.S. Veloso. Yes. This is like a fantasy queen thing. I did start reading it, but I'm 30 pages in, and honestly I should probably reread them because, yeah, how much attention did I pay on holiday to reading this? Yeah, I don't really know. And then the other one I have is A Hunger Like No Other by Kresley Cole. This is the first book in the Models After Dark, I think is the name of the series. I'm pretty sure it was Caitlin from the Lit Review that was talking about this series recently. And I was like, oh, I actually kind of want to try that. So I had to kind of hunt for this a little bit, but I have it. I'm going to give it a go. Hopefully in the next little bit, because it's quite a thin one, and with it being the first in a pretty big series, I want to give it a go and see how I feel, so I can know whether I want to pick up the others or not. Okay, now we have some poetry. I've really been into romantic poetry this week, so I picked up some more contemporary stuff to kind of go along with that. So I have Fierce Fairy Tales by Nikita Gill. So this is fairy tales and little poems, and there are some illustrations and things in there as well. I have read Nikita Gill before, so interested to see how I feel about this one. And then I also have September Love by Lang Lee, who I've also read before. I've read most of her books. I think there's maybe one or two that I haven't read, so excited to get to this one. And then I have a debut collection as well. This is Drop Bear by Evelyn Arulin, maybe. This is Australian, you may have guessed from the title. And yes, this is kind of seems like it's more like long form poetry. So I will pick that one up soon and give it a go. And that translates us, segues is the word I'm looking for, very nicely into some more Australians. This is Like a House on Fire by Kate Kennedy. This is short stories and is the May read for the Stella Project. So I am running the discussion this month, and thus I needed the book so that I could discuss it. I haven't read this one before, so I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. And I love the cover. I've been obsessed with this cover for years. And then I have The Gaps by Leanne Hall. This is a 2021 release. I did have an ARC from NetGalley for this, and I've read most of it, but I really wanted a physical copy because it's such a beautiful story and I just really wanted it, so I got it. And yes, I will hopefully finish this one off by my wrap up and I'll talk about it then, so look out for that. And that takes us into the last 3 here that are all 2021 releases. So first up, I have Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. This is a female-female romance set in 1954, and at least the main character, I'm not sure about the love interest, but the main character is Chinese American and is facing a lot of backlash, racism. It talks about deportation and etc. And then of course I imagine there's some homophobia in there as well. It talks about how America in 1954 is not a safe place for two girls to fall in love, especially not in Chinatown. So I pre-ordered this one, very excited, absolutely gorgeous cover. And yeah, I'll be reading this one soon as well, hopefully. And then I have House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. I have already read this one, so you will hear me talk about it you will have already heard me talk about it in a mid-month wrap-up. I really like this one, it was really good, and this is kind of like a creepy gothic story. It's mostly about sisterhood, and it's really interesting, and yeah, quite creepy, but I really liked it. And then finally, I'm not 100% on the pronunciation of this one. I looked it up, but I know quite a lot of people say this differently. So this is what I heard, which is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, maybe, not really sure. Anyway, this is kind of Greek mythology in the vein of Madeline Miller. I'm just really excited. It's an absolutely stunning cover, and it has the beautiful end papers as well of like different Greek inspired kind of, you know, that kind of art style. Yeah, so it should be really interesting. Hoping to read this one soon as well. And that's it. That is the haul for April. I will see you all in a couple of days' time with my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.